Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third! The Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Saturday night to one and all here as we get ready for the AEW Collision Sidecast. Jay Quick, good to see you. Good to see everybody here in the chat tonight. For wrestling fans, it is the beginning of a very long haul today. Yeah, first Collision on Max, first Collision on USA and Canada. How many people do you think are going to get confused off this? I can't wait for the X coverage where people are like, oh, where do you find AEW now? It's not on TSN Plus. It's on USA. No, SmackDown's on USA. No, in Canada, it's a different one. Oh, and yeah, absolutely. That's why I say it's a long haul here, Jay Quick. Wrestle Dynasty coming up at 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain. Sorry, just clean up the desktop. So, seeing a few things coming across the herd here. And yeah, we got, well, by the way, if you have the chance and you want to check out Wrestle Dynasty and you want to check out Wrestle Kingdom from yesterday, the Triller app actually has a hell of a deal on right now. $31.99 for both. That's how much I paid for mine through my Roku TV. So I do have it loaded. I'm not going to watch it live because, frankly, I'm an old man. And by the time it gets done, it's going to be 1 in the morning, and that's just, ugh. So we're running normal tonight. We're going to be doing Collision, followed by 2 episodes of WWE 2K24 My GM mode. And then, yeah, we're going to be off and running here. We're getting ready for our Backlash PLE in terms of GM mode. But then, yeah. Well, tonight, we got Rated FTR versus the Learning Tree, which I hope turns into something. This is a bit of a feel-good week for a lot of people here, with the fact they're in North Carolina and dealing out with the hurricane and the subsequent floods that went with it. So you can't really push too much. We're getting the tag titles with the Little Bowser brothers taking on Private Party. We got Deonna Purrazzo, Tony Storm. And they do believe they just announced the Murder Machines versus Dante and Commander. Whether that be a 4-way or be a tag, I'm not sure. You know those posts that come up on X and then all of a sudden you update everything and it just boom? And then we're also getting, as you see on our screen, it's a 4-way? Okay. And it must not be Archer as the 4th guy then. And then we got Daniel Garcia versus our articulator, savior of the masses here, Mark Briscoe. They are literally doing what we wanted to see on Saturday night's main event. The cut promos. Oh, the 4th guy's Martos. Okay. That'll be fun. I love Chris Jericho. Nice shirts. So I know we don't talk a lot about... Nope. You know what? I don't care that these are very basic promos. There's still a hell of a lot of fun to see here. Hey, Big G. I love these cut promos like this. I love the new intro. And the fact that they brought back Elton John. Hey, Big G. But yeah, no, if you guys haven't heard, the extrapolated data from, and I don't like to talk about it a whole lot, but it just feels good to say it. There's a report out right now with the Max release about how many viewers came through Max watching the files of Dynamite, and then add that on to the TV crowd. It was well over 1 million. Some people might have watched it twice, but the fact that we got over 1 million people watching is enough to shut everybody up for a little bit. Is always a bonus for me. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going right off the bat into the TNT title. But it wasn't 2 million. Yeah, I know. We always get stuck on that stupid stuff. It reminds me very much, and I haven't really talked. I talked a little bit about my goals going forward, and I just, Kimmy Sokol. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. She just retired. Terry Funk retired from wrestling media, but she has a very important point. And it's something I'm trying to take to heart a little bit when it comes to setting goals. So many people are so busy moving the goalposts that they don't get to see where the posts were. And that's one thing I'm trying to work with here going forward this year. Nick, good to see you here tonight. Hope you're doing well. Folks, if you're not following Nick, tomorrow at, I believe it's noon Eastern. I'm going to get a quick shout out in here for Nick. He's going to be doing a watch along of, or a sidecast of a Wrestle Dynasty this week. So definitely do yourself a favor. Give Nick a follow. Check him out. Does a lot of great sidecasting, a lot of great short content as well. And Jay Quick, the fact that AEW finally in the States has a streaming service, yeah, and it's starting to fill up pretty good. And Nick, no, you deserve it. You pop in here, you say hello, and you've been busting your ass. So that's one thing. If people are busting their ass, they deserve it, right? Might watch Wrestle Dynasty? Yeah. Well, you can always hang out here. We're going to be doing 2K24 after Collision's done. As Garcia's wearing the bright red and yellow tonight. Ooh, dude. This year's the year of ass busting. That is definitely the way to put it there. But, it's Hulk Garcia. Where is it?
No, please.
With this gear. But no, we got a lot of great matches coming up tonight here. Is there anyone in particular that you guys are looking forward to more than anything tonight? I'm almost thinking that this might be a pivotal match for Toni Storm, because this is the one that actually turned her match against Deonna Purrazzo originally was the one I think that started a gimmick change for her the last time she was there. So the trios match, hey, yeah. Oh, there's going to be a whole lot. Astrid, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Great to see you in here tonight on a Saturday night. Folks, if you're not following Astrid, and unfortunately, won't let me do shout-outs this quick, but do yourself a favor, follow Astrid. She does a lot of ladies wrestling content, as well as works with our local establishment here. Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to everybody here. I know we've been here for a little bit here already in the new year, but how long do you guys wait to call, to stop saying Happy New Year? That's a quick question I have for everybody. And Private Party versus the little Bowser boys. That will be a lot of fun. I'm sorry, I am calling them that. And we were going to try and alterate Koopa Kids to put C's instead of H's. But I'm calling them the Amazing Bowser Boys. That's with those jackets, it just fits way too well. But yeah, for me, like, you got to remember, I'm also at my base. I am like, my family on my grandparents' side is from Ukraine. So technically Christmas is Tuesday. So it's all about that. So the Orthodox Christmas is on January 7th. Orthodox New Year's is on the 14th. So it gets interesting when you follow that. By the way, good to see you here, Zodiac. Always a pleasure to have you around. Wait about a week. Yeah, you know what? It's always, you got to remember who you said it to and who you didn't, right? You got Three Kings Day, January 6th. Nice. Every day is Christmas with you, Mike. Oh. You so sweet, McG. It is so much fun to hang out with you guys. Like, really, the community that we have here is something I'm really proud of, and the fact that we've just been growing lately. Like, well, we spent 5 minutes talking here, and, you know, there's a hell of a match going on here. I really wonder what's going to happen here at this point, because we're looking at, you know, Garcia's keeping the title here, but almost makes me wonder what they were planning on doing. Wrestling community is a great time. Really? Obviously, Nick, you have not been on X lately. I'd love to see Shelton and Danny for the chance. That's going to happen eventually here, and I think we might even get an appearance by one of those guys tonight, whether it be Shelton or Bobby. Because I honestly feel that's probably the next big feud. They might even be able to find a way to push it off all the way to March. If they could push that off to March and put in the staples. Oh, I see all the negativity, but when people, it's good. It's very polarizing. And yes, I'm one of those that has seen the difference between Blue Sky and X when it comes to community. Oh, and I do want to answer a question that came up on someone DM me who we went on a blocking spree during World's End. So one of them thought it'd be smart to DM me. But anyway, I thought I'd answer this now because I do feel, you know, as much as I'm always positive about AEW, there is something that just sounds weird. And everybody's asking my opinion about the Cope situation. How he just wants to be called Cope. I'm going to sum it up this way. I watch a lot of hockey, and hockey players have the stupidest nicknames. And the fact that we're even arguing about whether Cope has a bad name or not, basically it's the equivalent to the Chris Jericho promo of "I hate your stupid face, I hate your stupid name." And we can all agree that 95% of the time the Chris Jericho promos are satirical, funny, but just damn annoying and childish. On Twitch or YouTube, it can be more cordial during live streams most of the time. Yeah, like, well, the biggest thing when it comes to Twitch is, and by the way, good to see you here, RK. I appreciate having you here, along with everybody else here who's popped in. I don't mind Cope because it's not a name from a name generator. That, I will give you that. I'm confused. Is the Grand Slam Australia a Max exclusive since AEW's next pay-per-view? No, it's Grand Slam is basically going to be the equivalent to Collision, right? As far as I know. Because even Grand Slam for us in the U.S., or when we had them in the U.S., it was a Grand Slam. It was Grand Slam Dynamite, Grand Slam Collision coming from Australia. So I'm assuming that they're doing the same thing. People were complaining when he went to AEW as Adam Copeland. Now they're complaining that his name is Cope instead. No, there's this certain group that just wants to complain, period. It's like the same thing that came up. I haven't seen Wrestle Kingdom yet. And Nick, maybe you can chime in on this. Did the main event seem like a little too long for Sabre? Because that's the big one I heard. Yeah, I heard the show was great. Like, I saw your post, and yes, it was too long for him. Okay, well. Main event felt stretched. Okay, so. Usually those main events do feel stretched, but okay, Jay Quick, you. All right, so I trust you guys in your opinion, but it seems like the funniest discourse. The discourse right now that I've seen the latest Twitch fight, or Twitter fight, which is always great, is that people saying that Zack Sabre Jr. shouldn't be the champion because he can't go 485. My counterpoint. Bork Laser. You tell me Bork Laser shouldn't be champion because he can't go more than 5 minutes? People do complain about every little thing. It would be nicer if people just didn't type everything that came in their mind. Yeah. I'd almost like a slow mode for people on X. For the fact when you type it, it takes like a minute before you can send it. So you really want to send this? Then of course there's people like JD who are just enrage feeding. That's what it is. I don't want to say engage feeding because it's all enrage feeding. I enjoyed Wrestle Kingdom. The main was just too long. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting overall. Like I said, I bought the package. So, yep, JD from New York. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He even admitted it on X. That he wouldn't stop watching because the hate feeding is just, it's keeping him employed. Jesus! All right, McG. Got to be careful. That got held up. Wonder what the longest match will be on Wrestle Dynasty. I can tell you right now which one it's going to be. It's going to be Gabe and Kenny, because Kenny's got a point to prove. That there are some who admit they are WWE. Well, that's what I've always said. I understand not enjoying the product. We all have different tastes, but the hate watch, I don't understand. If the engagement from the enragement gets you an extra payment, as they would say in French, you got to be vraiment. And all those ended with men, so I'm trying to do some kind of rhyme there, but... Well, yeah, frankly, people think... It's the people that aren't creative enough to come up with decent stories on their own that are the ones that need to do things like this, little stunts to get everybody, enraged. So that's where you get more communication by, right? These guys are absolutely unloading on each other. They added Tanahashi and Shibata, but they also added and changed it in the process of today. If you haven't heard, Tanahashi versus Shibata will now be a 5-minute grappling exhibition. It won't be a full match. So that was posted just a little while ago on the old socials. But either way, the fact that Shibata is working essentially a New Japan card. Because let's not kid ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. Wrestle Dynasty is a New Japan card. People don't even know all the things that are going on in the wrestling business when it comes to booking, but they'll complain. Being somebody who's been behind the curtain that much and dealt with, well, hell, I've worked with every promotion up here in Alberta, so it's not like I'm dealing with one specific. And all the different things that are coming up, like, I do have a little bit more knowledge about it, but it just feels like people just think X and Y is just so simply done, right? And it's the same thing we talked about last week. Like, and I give RK full credit for bringing up the idea here. It's funny, 'cause, yeah, Jay Quick, I gotta sum that up. Like, we've been chatting here. This is just a freaking excellent match here. The fact that Briscoe hasn't been on TV for a while. Yeah, and I'm with you, RK. Like, there's so many different issues that you don't know about that when it comes to booking. And I give you full credit for talking about that last week. Specifically when we were talking about Tessa Blanchard there. And you know what? I'm assuming that a promotion does their homework. And frankly, if they didn't, it's not your business to worry about it. It's theirs once everything falls apart. Just enjoy what you see. And if you don't enjoy what you see, change the flipping channel. Which is a lot easier with TNA now because it's on an actual channel. Like I said, it's the only thing I hate about. They were pushing her big time when I was watching TNA. Yeah, they literally pushed Jordan Grace out the door with her, literally, to close out the show on Thursday night. You don't want to trade for... You know what? Garcia doesn't mind doing that. Garcia really doesn't mind doing that. Like, I really wish that everybody would get more of an opportunity to check out what Red Death is really like. Like, we are starting to get into a groove of learning what Red Death Daniel Garcia is like here. Like, he was an absolute killer on the indies. Yeah, TNA was like, here's the door, Grace. Well, we're going to see after Genesis, or at Genesis, really what the landscape's going to look like, right? It's just like with AEW. Like, look at the card they have tonight, and they have some of their greatest wrestlers. They got some of their greatest wrestlers over in Japan right now, and they're still putting on a hell of a show tonight. Grace still have it. Yeah, like, Grace's contract, from what I've been told, and yes, like I said, we were talking about this. Let's turn it right back again. I believe her contract runs out the end of January, which ironically enough, the Royal Rumble's on February 1st this year. So, but either way, just go and watch. Just watch what's going on and just enjoy it. She leaves, she moves, she leaves, she moves. Absolutely, she will. McG, don't try to construe anything there. She is legit. Jesus, nice shot. No, this is an absolute great match. Oh God, they already announced 3 minutes to go. You know this is going to go to time limit. This isn't MJF. He's looking for the J Driller now. This match has been absolutely... Two on the ropes. Thank you, Astrid, for the hydrate. Now, McGee, I've seen her train. Like, and I know too many people around, like, that have been around her. You can't hide that stuff. And you can come back to this if you don't agree with me. By the way, thank you for the... Oh, God. Oh, God. Gonna hit it? Nope. Garcia with a jackknife cover wins it. Well, McGee, if it's the case, it's the case. We'll find out eventually here. I don't know what other way to put it there, but... Yeah, Briscoe did an absolute amazing job here. And he's literally turned around to say to Garcia, he's like, I was this close, but, you know, hats off to you for doing what you did. Just think about this. How much has Briscoe been such a standout player since he got the chance to actually work on TV? All because some executive was a dickhead was the only reason he wasn't on TV. Briscoe helped make Garcia look... Well, Garcia already has a way of looking great, but yeah, having a dance partner like this actually works so well. Why are my distant cousins in the front row? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
To the next level, like our generation does. They're representatives of an art form. The art of tag team competition.
Alrighty. Moxley cutting Yuta off immediately after he wants to yell at Jay.
FTR crossed the line. They interfered in my business. And they paid a stiff price. As far as I was concerned, their debt was paid. The contract was fulfilled. We were done. It was over. And then what FTR did, well, they went and created a whole new mess. They didn't come along. Now they brought a friend. That's what you want to call it.
There's a video that someone posted regarding Tessa. Someone who talked to people in TNA that they know they used to be in TNA that post some of the info that are away in regards to Tessa and like regard to the racist claims and holding on to her TNA belt. The company doesn't believe the racist claims are accurate, and TNA still owed Tessa money apparently, so it's part of the issue with the belt. Yeah, like you're saying, RK, like there's so many other sides to the story here.
Defied the laws of nature to come back to a new world, a more unforgiving world, the most dangerous sport in the world. Adam Copeland came up the hard way. He's been through everything.
See, Mox is still calling him Adam Copeland.
But he's always been a front runner. This new world, the AEW of the future.
Uh-huh.
In my world, survival comes at a cost, so you're gonna have to evolve into something new. You guys want to keep going down this road, I won't stop you. I won't even try. But I promise you, you will find nothing good.
Oh, yeah, that... I don't know if you guys saw it. I wish it was... I want my good computer so I get a chance to show you guys this stuff. There was a video of Claudio showing up to a promotion in Germany that he used to work and he was training at. And the pop that he got was basically the Bryan Danielson arriving in AEW. That's the kind of pop he got. Do you think Tessa's conflict with women that is accurate? But I think mostly about position as far as I can tell. I know no one's questioned. You know what? I know we talked about it in the fact that I'm not a big fan of her to begin with. That's here nor there. That's personal taste at this point. But also, when it comes to all this stuff that we're talking about here, I feel more that I'm just going to let it... It's going to settle itself out. Really? Aaron Solo? One of the biggest losers in wrestling, and I only say that because he's Bayley's ex. And I don't mean losers as in personality, I just mean he lost big time. Well, Jarrett needs a cupcake. Yeah, that's true. I really hope they don't seriously. Here's my opinion. I'm going to bring this up right now. July 6th, 2025. AEW Dynamite, the Owen Hart Cup Finals from Calgary. Jarrett defeats Christian for the AEW World Championship. He ends up losing a week later, but he still wins the title. Or it ends up being some kind of dusty finish that Jarrett has to give the belt back or something stupid, right? But I could see him getting it for a week. Especially with that week in Calgary. And the reason I say July 6th is that's when the Calgary Stampede is. Either the 6th or the 13th, whichever one that is. Already? Sorry, somebody at work drive me nuts, so I just fixed that away. Anyone can win a belt at any time depending on the circumstance. That's exactly it. Like, I think they build Jarrett up, and the fact that let me just quickly throw through a little timeline about what we're gonna get here. I think we go Copeland at Revolution, Christian at Revolution, Christian retaining in a ladder match at Double or Nothing. Hey, it's the Incredible Bowser Boys. Why do they look? I guess they're just showing them coming into the building instead of coming to the ring, because they look like they're wearing their winter parkas down to the ring here. But yeah, let me get back to this timeline here. Cope at Revolution, Christian at Revolution. Christian retains a Double or Nothing in a ladder match, which I think would make everything absolutely perfect. Then you got Jarrett winning it at the Owen Hart Finals. Christian getting it back a week later. Then you might be building up to either a Jay White or a Hangman. I almost feel this is the... I know it's way too early to speculate about this because, let's face it, we're... All In is also... All In is like 3 weeks later. I forgot about that. Whoa, now I got to really spin my head here. Because actually, Calgary Stampede is July 6th. Isn't it like... Got to remember when the date of All In is. Because it has definitely got to be... July 12th. So, yeah, we're looking at... Let me pull my calendar up here. Well, my story's gone all the heck unless Calgary's on the 15th. Usually the Stampede runs the first week of July. If it runs that second week and it's the 16th, there might be a possibility that Jarrett could sneak it in there. I don't know why they would, but all right. Well, there goes my theory. Just all right. Well, we'll figure something out here. We'll get Jarrett the title yet. If it was if All In was in August still, then we could talk about that. But almost makes me wonder as well, what are we going to do for the Owen Hart tournament and what the prize is going to be for winning the tournament this year? Unless they're saying that the shot at Wembley is a one-time thing. Which to me would make a lot more sense and be a lot smarter. Sorry, I had it on mute here because... What did you think about serial killer Ricochet? Who very well could be main eventing the Tokyo Dome tonight. There's one or two matches that are going to main event the Tokyo Dome. It's either going to be Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet, or it's going to be Gabe Kidd and Kenny Omega. I really want Goober heel Ricochet. Hey, there are so many ways that he could be a heel, and so how many debuts do we get? Say you have the Conquering Hero returning main event to Dome. Yeah, it's probably going to be Omega. Especially after what happened with the... If Goto's listening to the feedback of the... Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Please say that you have... Oh my God. They've turned into Fire Bowser boys. See, now they need like little fireballs to come out of their hands all the time here. He needs to come to the ring and talk about what it means to be a real man, continue to exit Andrew Tate, be a total caricature. You know what? If he's comfortable dealing with that heat, because you know there's a lot of heat there. Kind of giving Carnage. Carnage vibes, I can see that. With the extra black piping on there, that actually... I could definitely see that, McG. That's pretty cool there. I don't know how you do this, Ray. It's like this? Is it like this, how you do it? Oh, they're just throwing it out. Oh. They're doing the fishing rod thing, right? Is that what they're doing? They're getting ready for fishing? My comic nerd is showing, hey, you know what? There is definitely nothing wrong with that. No, this is a lot of fun hanging out with, by the way, once again, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. No, this is a lot of, like, we kid, but I am glad that they are pushing Andretti and Leo Rush as a team. They sort of needed to be on their own a little bit, and Andretti really didn't feel like he had a real spot before. I don't think actually Andretti or Rush are going to win, but who's going to take this titles from Private Party? I think they wait. What? They just got them. I think they might have had 2 title defenses. Yeah, they've only had it for 2 months. And what, maybe 2 title defense? This might be the 3rd? I see here heel FTR beats Private Party. I don't think they go heel anytime soon. Because they're going to be back up for... wonder if the coats were some kind of anime thing I know nothing about. I still say, you know... I still say Koopas. You got McGee saying Carnage. I just think it makes them stand out. That's the key thing they're worried about right now is making things stand out. Because that's the one thing people worry about more than anything else at this point. All right, well, everybody go to the outside. Let's see if we can beat. They need to call them the Crazy Koopa Children. I'll give you that. As we get to the ad break here. No, I really do enjoy the fact that these guys really know what they're doing in the ring. Really solid stories from all these guys. And I just enjoy listening to Shivani on the call as well, because it's been so long since we've had just... Like, every wrestling's got a great brand to them, right? In terms of all their production areas. Like, I think most of them are doing a really good job. Yes, do they make mistakes in AEW? Hell yeah. Just as I say that, they pull another one. They're trying to sell the back, and he landed on his ass. Ugh. Nice little Falcon Arrow suplex combination there. Or at least it looked like it. But yeah, this is just turning it. It's not ballet. I was not always ballet. And the thing is, it's never going to be perfect, and I appreciate that. But I have to say right now, like, for everything going on, the bar for wrestling has raised so much in literally the last 2-3 years. Like, the long-lasting effect of AEW, whether you want to consider AEW the top product, the second product, third product, fourth product, whichever. You can have your opinion about that whichever way you want. But regardless, I honestly feel AEW has been a bit of a catalyst for everybody to raise their standards just a little bit more. Whether that be TNA, whether that be AEW, whether it even be New Japan, CMLL, AAA, even the indie promotions, like the stuff $100,000. Anybody want to get me down to North Carolina right now? I might be able to mug Brian Cage and get him out of that match. If Brian Cage is in it, I'm not really going to get in there. Just, yeah. Sorry, just checking the chin here because you can see a little mark on the bottom of my lip. I was pre-show shaving and just... You got to look presentable for you guys, you know. I can't be a complete freak while I'm out here. Lord knows I'm a freak enough when I talk, but don't need to look the same way. Picture. It's just so nice to actually have this on a channel now. For those in Canada, like I'm on TELUS, it's 7:01. In the States, you can have your setup wherever you want with wow. Stephon Smith giving Leo Rush crap because he wanted to tag with the foot and he just said nope. Nope, you ain't tagging that way. You tag with the hands or you don't tag. So what would happen if you had no arms? You literally would not be able to tag in and out. Or is that some kind of stump you got to use? Have to say it's a pretty decent story here with, little simple things like that. But yeah, just watching this tag match, like these guys are acting like pretty much above their years in many ways here. Like it's nothing over the top. It's not like a pay-per-view quality match right now, but I would say it would be the stump puller. Ooh. Oh, by the way, before I forget, shout out to Zodiac in the chat here and his podcast, Retro Hangover. The shirt of the night tonight, so I want to make sure I pull that up. If you guys aren't listening to the Retro Hangover podcast, and you like video games, I would highly recommend you change your viewing habits and make sure you're listening to them. New episodes coming out every Sunday. And yes, I am a plug fest tonight. And not that kind of plug, McGee. Be careful. That shirt is beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. That was awkward. You guys just see that? Mark Quinn pulled the rope. Mark Quinn pulled the rope down for Leo to go over the top, and he actually went through the middle. Hey, no problem at all, Zodiac. I'm free to plug everybody here, so. Actually, speaking of which, now that I have time here, and it's timed out finally. The Bojangles Arena. I wonder if the guy with the Bojangles title's there tonight. Anyway, before I forget, let's get this in here. Astrid popping into the chat here. If you like ladies wrestling, if you like NXT, give Astrid a follow. Astrid's doing a sidecast or a review show with Ed Fries every Tuesday night. This Sunday is our worst games we reviewed in 2024. Oh, I'll get on the vote right after we're done here. And I'm guessing Killer Instinct would be one of those. Yeah, no, I'm looking for, like I said before, I am looking to get involved in a few more. Guess I have to find out. Well, no, I just figure with Shane, automatically fighting games go to the bottom of his list, so. But no, I'll definitely check that out tomorrow. It's such great listening in the work truck, especially when it's, well, right now it's been the warmest it's been in 3 days. And we're literally at 0 right now Fahrenheit. Nats fan, how you doing tonight? And Leo throwing a cutter out of nowhere. And a Spanish fly out of nowhere. Hope you're doing well. Snowed here in... Oh, geez. We haven't had snow, but what was it with the wind chill? Minus 35 here on Friday night. They ripped off the gin and juice? No way. Champions do not lose their titles with their own move. No, well, yes. Minus 35 pretty much on both. Because the scale is minus 40 for both together. So, yeah, roughly around minus 30, minus 35 with the wind chill. I could see Dante's really concerned about this $100,000 he's got the chance to win right away. Welcome to Canada weather. All right, now we got a hockey fight. Speaking of, speaking of Canadian things, at least it's not like a World Junior team. These guys actually are putting an effort in. And the double-ended clotheslines. Six degrees and no snow in Canada. Yes, you're on the West Coast. Yeah, actually, it's pretty nice out there, right? So, no, I'm happy for you on the West Coast. Surprised you didn't make it out to the NEW show tonight, RK. Because NEW's running tonight, apparently, from what I read. Can't wait to see it up on YouTube, so. Yeah, AEW is in North Kakalaki. So yeah, it's just they're having a lot of fun. Like these middle-sized venues are pretty good, but currently feels like minus 13 here on but it's also a wet minus 13 too, right? So a little bit damper sort of gives you a little bit more of a chilling feel to it. I love the small venue. AEW, I couldn't get a front row seat, so I was like, nah. And of course, it's perfect in Florida. Jeez. These guys just want, you can beat the living crap out of each other. No, I'll never get over the fact that I was, things have changed a little bit now, but back when Love Wrestling was up on Twitch, their local promotion here in Edmonton, people were texting me I was streaming something else while the show was going on. They were literally in my stream telling me they couldn't see the show. Things have fixed up now a fair bit there, but I love the fact that they zoomed out because they didn't see the shoulder down. Saw the local news was advertising Rocco Express are doing a meet and greet. Thought about taking the 5-hour drive down. Hey, you know what? They're supposed to be on the show tonight, too. They actually did announce that they were going to be on the show tonight, but maybe they show up right away and challenge Private Party. Could you imagine? Private Party versus the Rock and Roll Express? Oh, here we go. Darby's coming up. Maybe Darby isn't gone yet. I am loving these vignettes, by the way. That was a very decent tag match. And that's all we can expect right now. I don't want crap. I think that's obvious for everybody, but I'm not expecting the world out of everything. I don't want to see the bar has been raised. Substandard matches will not last on this show. Well, we did have a Jeff Jarrett squash match, but that's with a purpose. Darby's going to climb Mount Everest now. If you guys aren't familiar, last year Darby Allin was supposed to climb Mount Everest. And when you're doing that, you're supposed to give like at least a good 4 or 5 months training for it because of everything involved. Darby held out on it because of the Sting retirement, and he wanted to see if he can do it after. But unfortunately, his match going out the door, he accidentally broke his leg. I hear even base camping's intent. Yeah, like, you need like a good 4 months to get your body in a shape, and that's for an athlete. For us, we probably need about 30 years apiece here. As we go into full commercial there, I'm going to throw some ads up for the non-subscribers here just so we can try and keep everything even while the show's going on here. Because, yeah, it's going to force me some ads here in about 5 minutes anyway, so might as well. I need a good year. I need a good decade or two. Plus the fact I'm 46 now, I don't think I'll be climbing any mountains. It's bad enough for me trying to get up 2 flights of stairs right now. But, yeah. First hour collision. 25 and run 2 miles daily. You deserve a horn for that. Good on you. Keep yourself in shape while you can. I came out of my mom's belly at 12 pounds, so I've been big since birth. Picture a woman giving birth to a turkey. That was me. And you can save all the jokes about that for another day. In terms of Collision tonight, like Garcia Briscoe, hell of a match. This tag match was fun. Jarrett telling a decent story here that he's trying to get back in a role. The fact that he's using one of QT Marshall's under people to do it. I was 4 pounds with a 3 pound head due to a cord wrapped. That'll do it. Hope everything. Well, obviously you're up now, so hopefully things have worked out for you. I came out at 12 pounds and I ended up going for 12 hours of surgery at birth. Because without being too graphic about it, I was built with a second asshole. So when I tell you that I am twice the asshole you are, I have the physical proof. I was healthy-ish. You know what? At least you're in good spirits now, and you developed into something very decent. So let's call that a positive as we go here, and always trying to find the positives out of everything. So it's one thing I wish more people would do in life is just worry about the positives. But yeah, as we look forward to the second half of Dynamite or Collision tonight, we got that 4-way, which very well could lead the hour off. I find it funny that they're doing the same trios main event for both Dynamite and Collision, because I can't see it being anything else. Unless they're going to put Deanna and Tony as the main event.
Tonight, Rated FTR takes on the learning tree and Chris Jericho. But let's take it back to World's End when we saw you target the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Why?
Real simple. You attack my friends, we have a problem. Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, they threw Darby Allin down a flight of stairs in Hammerstein Ballroom. Darby hasn't been back. We don't know when he'll be back. Then they attacked FTR. Very, very dear friends of mine. And when you attack my friends, now we have a problem.
How to be positive, stay off Twitter.
Well, I was gone. I heard him saying that no one here wants to be AEW World Champion. Well, I wasn't here, kid. I'm an 11-time World Champion, and it's time to make it a dirty dozen. And I won't hide the championship in a bag. I won't hide it in a briefcase. I won't hide it in a kangaroo pouch. I'm gonna wear it
A kangaroo pouch.
like a world champion should. So Moxley.
They're going to Australia. You should have it. Oh,
We're talking about Moxley tonight. But don't forget what you have in front of you on Collision right here, right now. Because while you were gone,
I got to explain why this is such a very smart move for everybody.
became the Nueve. I became the king of New York. I became the learning tree. Chris, listen. Why are you all fired up? I get it. I respect you. Hell, I kind of like you. We have a long history. As a matter of fact, this is the 4th decade that you and I will compete against each other in, and it's been 15 years since we faced each other.
15 years. 2010, that's right, WrestleMania.
15 years, huh? I don't remember any of that. I guess our relationship meant a lot more to you than it does to me, because all I remember is you getting hurt all the time. Well, maybe I take that whole liking thing back, because what I remember about you is that you were an asshole.
I love this. This is so damn simple.
As far as I'm concerned, Colt is a dope.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a Jericho thing. Cope's name is a Jericho thing when it comes to this stuff. Even Shivani's taken aback by this right now. But yeah, I'm with you, McGee. It's a very simple reason why Cope want Mox. And let me explain, and for any of those that you weren't around on Wednesday, I like to bring this point up all the time. You have AEW coming onto a brand new streaming platform where if you look at the numbers, and I do believe the numbers came up, I was seeing reports that over 1 million people between TBS and Max saw Dynamite this week. 1.3 million. There you go. Nats has it right there. 1.3 million saw the product. And the fact that you're top of the card for now, I don't want it to be long term, but for the immediate future right now, Jon Moxley, Edge, Chris Jericho, Christian, people that old wrestling fans recognize. You put them there, and if people see them, they remember what they were like back then. They come and watch the product, see the new crop that's there. It's more than likely they will get hooked on the product. Now, I expect this to run through maybe All In throughout this run with all these veterans on top before somebody sneaks back up. Whether it be a Hangman Page, whether it be a Swerve Strickland, whether it be a Jay White, any of those people, even a Darby Allin at some point could fit into this before Fletcher. Fletcher, I still feel he needs ripening still. Even some old people like Jeff. There you go. Tony Storm is the best wrestling actor ever. You can check that. Bring Samoa Joe back. There you go. There's like having all these familiar names near the top of the card right now, getting the most attention is probably the smartest thing that Tony Khan can do right now. Tony Khan is a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Yes, some of his booking's absolutely trash. I will not hesitate to say that. But you cannot tell me that the other promotions have trash too. And if you need an example, name me a decent women's feud in WWE that does not involve the titles. Oh, I love this. This match is going to be a lot of fun. Tony's playing her role perfectly. Like, if you had Mariah May as your top wrestler from last year, Tony Storm's walking in and saying, "Excuse me, I'd like my spot back." A lot of people had Tony Storm as their number one. Because Tony Storm, I don't even think everybody about the Bloodline's exciting, even though it has some hype. Yeah, like that's the other. Like there you go, RK. It's simple as that. Like there is some booking that's absolutely nuts. I know we're not really talking about WWE a lot here, except for the fact that storyline has just gone a little bit too long. And hopefully it somewhat ends up near decent on Monday. People who say AEW is using recognizable talent as WCW forgets how WCW was beating WWF for a good period of time. They just didn't know when a storyline went between not knowing when a storyline goes stale and not being able to interject new talent into that storyline. Like that's the other part about it. They are lining up new wrestlers to take the spots of those top guys. Do I ever expect AEW to trump WWE? I'm probably going to be about 70, 75 before that happens. But do I think there could be growth here just based on everything going on and the fact that they're making the right moves? Absolutely. Fan of heels, and I love Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is the ringtone on my phone. That should explain a lot. And that's back when I still had to pay for ringtones. I still use it. Would I absolutely love to see Kevin Steen in AEW? Absolutely. Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre are the best thing in WWE right now? Yeah, fair enough. Still, recognizable talent is important. Yes, you need new blood, but you need to get people in the door. Yeah. Kevin Steen, yeah, that was Kevin Owens' name in Ring of Honor before he moved into sort of like how El Generico mysteriously left for an orphanage in Mexico and Sami Zayn mysteriously appeared. Sort of the same concept. All right, that sucked. That was supposed to be a cannonball, and it turned into It turned into a cross body with the knees tucked. Ugh. I believe car crash is the way you're supposed to explain that one. Steen versus Generico is my favorite match ever in 2012 final battle. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully Owens gets a true victory for the strap this year. Hey. I've already let everybody who is willing to listen to me know that as far as I'm concerned, Owens should win the ladder match. And John Cena wins the Rumble to take on Owens for that 17 title reign at WrestleMania. That story just makes way too much sense. If you're a storyline guy, Kevin Owens was made by John Cena. So, not sure if anyone feels the same, but 3 hours of SmackDown was too much. They had 3 matches with the same finish. You're going to get a little bit of that. You're going to get a little bit of that going forward here as they start to get used to stuff like that, and the damn it D-Lo moments, as I call it. It was always a famous thing in TNA when D'Lo Brown was the producer, that the finishes would always be the same thing in every match of a show. So I go back to OSW Review, one of my favorite video podcasts. And, they call it a damn it D-Lo moment. OSW Review, if you haven't watched it, which I'm assuming most of you in the chat have, they actually they went through the Hogan era of wrestling and went through every single pay-per-view one by one. Did I enjoy Wrestle Kingdom 19? Everybody in the chat said they had a very good time watching it. The only exception was the main event was a little too long. Myself personally, I have bought it, but I have not watched it yet. Unfortunately, I work, and I work retail, and my hours are Friday to Tuesday. So staying up all night on a Friday night just does not cut it for me. That's why I'll probably be watching Wrestle Dynasty. I probably have it on side by side with Raw on Monday. Like I'll have Triller on one monitor and Netflix on the other. I'm trying to remember which streaming service goes with where now. So, but yeah, I'll just have to make time to watch all this stuff to catch up. I also just read that Charlotte Flair is about to return. I'd be nervous if I was currently holding a title. I almost think Charlotte returns on Monday after Liv retains. I think they probably want to put the title on Ripley. And even if they do put it on Ripley, they could bring Charlotte out. That could be a Rumble match. And the reason I like it as a Rumble match, WWE's been better without her. I agree. With all due respect, with all due respect, I think Tiffany Stratton has assumed the blonde super athlete role that Charlotte Flair had. And she has more personality than what Charlotte had. You know, she hasn't hit the Storm Zero or even tried. Oh. Rookie mistake. All right, how much Stratton? Hey, I want to see what Stratton does with the title now. Because it almost feels like there's a different character going to be coming out with Stratton now, right? You know, wrestlers that need a change of venue to reinvent themselves, that's Charlotte. I'm not saying WWE. Basically having a gimmick saying I'm a Flair, I win, just doesn't cut it anymore. It used to. Don't get me wrong, it absolutely used to. but it just doesn't anymore.
Tony Storm blocked that, just maneuvered out of it. Now back and forth they go. Forearm to the jaw. And now
Hockey fight!
Tony Storm getting the advantage, being pushed off. And a headbutt. And a pump kick.
I love a good pump kick when it's used properly.
No share. Wow. The other execution, but Ferrazzo trying to take that rolling as opposed to straight on the top of her head.
She's really talented. I can't deny that. But if she did an indie tour a la Cody, it would do her a world of good. I think she just needs to reprove herself. Because that's one thing she hasn't been doing. Oh, here we go, rookie. Once again, Tony Storm wins with the small package. Or as we call it, Lost in the Woods. You notice, here's a story that a lot of people aren't bringing up right now. And it's very, very good storytelling on behalf of AEW. Mariah May cannot win without the Storm Zero. And Tony Storm is winning with a small package all the time.
Get a word with Hangman Page following his Dynamite match against Orange Cassidy, but he's been involved in a heated conversation with Christopher Daniels. Let's see if we can find out what's going on.
Marvez just...
I am on your side.
Listen, all this anger that you keep showing to guys like Orange Cassidy and Jay White, it's useless, man. It's useless. You could be world champion. I keep telling you. I believe in you. Oh, you believe in me? What's your belief supposed to mean to me? Huh? It mean to me. You know what? I needed you there at World Champion. What the hell were you? What the hell was I supposed to do at World Champion? I thought you had it coming. Give me something. Give me something. You gave me nothing. Matter of fact, what have you given anyone? What have you given this company, and what have you given wrestling?
Wow.
When I see when I look at you, I see an old man clinging on to a sport that left him behind a long time ago. Do you understand me?
Have any of you seen Christopher Daniels run on the Indies?
Old age, you would have hung it up 5 years ago while you still had an ounce of dignity. Oh. That's what I thought.
That was only part of the story. Watch what happens next.
Wow. Here we go. You want to talk about burying a talent? The hell did he cut himself on? From the headbutts? Okay.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You get it. Oh, you get it.
Well, at least we found another opponent for Hangman. All right, when we come back here, we're going to be back with the $100,000 four-way match. Yeah, that was a deep cut promo. I'd like to see Christopher Daniels get another shot, at least get another run. And once again, another veteran that people will recognize from probably the greatest match in TNA history. Like, I don't know if anybody can argue that, well, hell, from two of the most famous matches in TNA history, Christopher Daniels was involved in. The triple threat at Unbreakable, I think it was, with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. That, for many people, is considered the best match in TNA history. And the other match that a lot of people forget that he was involved in, himself and Elix Skipper taking on America's Most Wanted in the Six Sides of Steel. in the infamous Elix Skipper walks the cage into a Hurricane Rana spot, which is probably the holy crap moment in TNA history. Like, roommate needs you. Hey, you know what? Things happen. I appreciate you. I appreciate you heading out. I appreciate you heading back. It's always important to, take care of home. But yeah, we were just talking about Christopher Daniels and just another veteran that's being promoted into the spotlight a little bit more here, which I feel makes a lot of sense. And I honestly do feel that the next 3 months, you're going to get a very veteran heavy roster here. Like, yeah, absolutely. Daniels is very underrated. If people aren't familiar, in his latest run here, he has been the Defy World Champion. If you're not familiar with Defy, do yourself a favor, look it up. A very big promotion out in Seattle. Considered to be a home promotion for guys like Darby Allin, Swerve Strickland. And then many Canadian talents go down there from BC to get down to Defy shows. Nick, there you go. That's another one. My bad. Nick Wayne is probably another one of the most famous ones to come out of there. You got Nick Wayne and like Defy shows quite often would get $900 sold out in a week. STG, how you doing today, sir? Hope you're doing well. Once again, everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. It's already, we're an hour and 20 minutes in and it has just flown by.
Don't ask me, ask him.
Oh, this is the promo.
What happened? What you just witnessed was the best wrestler alive in action. A 2-on-1 attack by the Hurt Syndicate, a cowardly act by a couple of cowards. I've said it before and I'll say it again. We don't want them here. Because the best wrestler alive may have lost that battle. Before.
He keeps putting himself over the...
You got exactly what you deserve out there, and you've been pissing me off for months. So much so, by the way, that Billy doesn't even want to show up and deal with you. You know what? Billy, I'm the leader of the Acclaim. I gotta deal with Billy. Tough guy. The only reason why I had to punch you in the face is because Billy asked me not to.
Bowens is going to be a star. Bowens is going to be an absolute star. Like going forward. I love how it's $100,000. At least it's some kind of money that'll be worth it, right? You know, Tony Khan using that max money for something useful, giving it away to his, giving it to his wrestlers as needed here. I'd love to see Cage. I'd love to see Mortos. I'd love to see either one of these guys. Bowen's a big MLB The Show fan. Really?
We are the true 1%ers. And Take, the alpha, he showed it to you tonight that he is.
Oh, tonight. Takeshita and Ishii. Double title match.
You could also call him the never open
He talked about it on his pod. Oh, okay.
Wrestle Dynasty. We're going to do what we do everywhere in the world. Every ring that they send us, we are going to win. 1, 2, 3.
So if you guys aren't familiar, Wrestle Dynasty comes up at 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. I got to start bringing up Pacific if RK's in here because, I want to make sure that, don't feel left out. feel so good for Commander. Up until the fact that he has to take on... he's got to deal with Brian Cage again. Because the former TV champ probably wants to get his title back. Watching Dynasty tomorrow before NFL. Hey, that's cool. Like I said, I'm just got to find a way to get time in here to watch it. I might even have it on Wednesday. Pacific and East are the only time zones, apparently. Why do I not have a boo in here? Jesus. Who do you guys play? Oh, yeah. Everybody plays in division now for the last week. Well, that's what I think about the Cowboys, so that makes sense, SGD. But, no, I'm a Bills fan, so we're playing the Patriots, and we're getting one snap out of Josh Allen, and Josh Allen should probably get maybe 85 fantasy points on that one snap. I think everybody will be happy if that's the case. Even though any league that has fantasy on week 18 is not a real league. Your dad's a Cowboys fan, so it's fun banter around here. How about them Cowboys? Any league that has week 18 fantasy needs to go away and never come back. Was it about 4 years ago? I was in a pick'em league, just a straight pick winners, not players, just winners. And yeah, week 18 was always the time that everybody's score always screwed up. Unpopular opinion, I think Dante Martin is world champion. You know what? It wouldn't hurt my feelings if the only thing that's going to keep Dante from being in that world championship level, injuries. Like his time in AEW, he's been more on the shelf than not. Like, you got to remember, he is so new in his career and everybody's got so much time. There's a high possibility he could do that. Injuries in Moxley. I think he could be a champion after Moxley's gone. Because Moxley ain't going to be here forever. Not everybody. And RK, I agree with you. Dante still needs to find his character. But I also believe with Zodiac. Let's go Swolverine. Ever since he wore his Streets of Cage gear, I'm pretty sure we're all hooked on him in terms of video game friends. Like, there is so much raw talent in Dante Martin. Just keep the injuries off the board. And once he can deal with the little Bowser boys. Commander will be a future AEW International Champ. That would not hurt my feelings. Mortos is your Hero Nats fan. Hey, Mortos gets over with everybody. But honestly, when and Nick, the running joke I have right now, would that be a beast drop, not a Samoan drop? Can't make a cover because Commander won't lay flat for him. Did you know he's a lawyer on the side? Oh, don't worry. We've been shown cards of that. I believe Matt Taven and Mike Bennett were trying to inform us of that quite often. My personal belief, and that something that we've all been hoping for, just as a major piss off to the world, you have the International Championship and the Continental Cup. You have a unification match. to create the AEW Intercontinental Championship. Just saying. No, that's just... It's not like New Japan doesn't have an IWGP Intercontinental Championship. You cannot have a copyright on Intercontinental. It'd be funny if they went to court over it. Oh. Just saw my score report go down here for you football fans. Baltimore Ravens running back Zay Flowers has a knee sprain and probably will miss the wild card round, which actually is a pretty big blow to them, because there's a possibility they might play Pittsburgh or San Diego. Other companies have U.S. Championship, absolutely. And U.S. Championship is pretty much a tradition all across the U.S. Sort of makes sense, right? It's one thing I've always been pissed off about with indie companies. You're a small rootin' tootin' company out of Edmonton, Alberta. Why do you have a world championship? Why do you have a world championship? WCW started... No, Nick. Oh, no, sorry. Nats fan? That's absolutely incorrect. WCW did not start the U.S. title trend. The NWA, before it became an actual promotion, the NWA started the U.S. title trend. Every promotion would have a U.S. title and a world title. And those champions would float from promotion to promotion during the territory days. That way you could have your apples to orange. No, I would say more like grapes to raisins. Because one's older than the other, right? I came up with that one all by myself. As we come back from picture in picture. But, no, quite often you'd have your promotion would have your individual champions, and they would float around from different promotions. Like if you were in Memphis, you would send somebody to Texas. If you were in Texas, send somebody to Portland. That's where Flair would get his experience. He'd spend 6 months at a different promotion fighting their top guy or their U.S. champion or their Midwest champion or whatever. Have that feud, then move on to the next territory. Before the addition of major TV, that let's not kid ourselves, Vince is the one that started that. That's how Dusty ended up in Crockett eventually, yeah. Let's just throw a random destroyer out of nowhere. And Cage just said, nope, you do your flippy stuff by yourself. No, he was going for a power bomb. And Dante just said, no, how does that feel? I really feel Dante and Commander. If we could get what... We used to have a match here in Edmonton that was called the Air Miles match. It was a great concept. I got to give Kurt Sorokin credit for it in the PWA. No, lung blower. Jesus. In an Air Miles match, you could not pin someone unless you hit a move off the top rope. And I'm not talking about... Oh, God. Cage doing the Claudio Plex from the... On Mortos? Jesus! So, yeah, an Air Miles match, you could not... Oh, God. Oh, God, Cage. Oh, never mind. Cage looks great in a beard. Cage looks great, period. Jesus. You know you're dealing with an athlete when a poison round is a transition move. Oh, tried for a destroyer. Nope.
Cage catches it. Cage picks him up.
Yeah, no, you're... Oh, wait.
Could have been up, but Dante Martin has something to say about
Dante, no.
Brian Cage.
Jesus.
spinning discus.
And literally just grabs him into the gory stretch.
That's gonna be round 2.
Mr. Cage is $100,000 richer. Tony Khan giving out that max money. Max money. Cha-ching.
I'm not sure how much of that will go to Don Callis, but I guarantee he's going to get
Callis gets 10%, of course, even though he's in Japan, right? I don't need to beat up Dante more. I beat him up enough. But yeah, this Air Miles match, you literally have to hit a rope, move off the top rope. Oh. Rock and roll.
For once, I'm not talking about FTR. You know, I hadn't forgot about you dropping me on my head. Oh, Ricky, that was just a time and place in our life, and I want to forget about it. I want to let you know I'm so sorry that we spiked pile drove you on top of your head, almost broke your neck and paralyzed you. And I hope you can find it in the bottom of your heart, Robert, to forgive us. Just another day at the office. We're sorry.
Wow.
Memphis, Tennessee, Cook Convention Center, 1982. You boys still lost, Take it easy. I don't think you guys were even born in 1982. Oh, come on. You're the youngest man alive. We're here to collect the gas money. Come on, give it to me. I don't know what to say to you, but if we did you over, we're sorry. How's that? Does that work? Hey, come on, go. Justin Holland, bury the hatchet right here. It's Charlotte, North Carolina. Bury the hatchet. Not now.
Oh my, here we go.
Robert, you son of a bitch.
Wow, okay. That was pretty cool. You gotta admit that. Midnight Better. Which version of the Midnight Express? Which version? That's what I gotta ask you. That was pretty sweet. That's a nostalgia pop that you can enjoy. And the fact that they just brought up gas money as that is such an indie thing to do too. Yeah, but which version? He had more than one version with Cornette. Is it Eaton and Condrey that you were looking at, or the second? Okay. So yeah, that would have been Eaton and Condrey then. But as per tradition here, as we're going into our main event, I do give you a rundown of what's going to be going on the channel here this week. So once again, stick around after we're done here. We're going to do a double taping of... I forgot about that. I will get back to that in just a second. Sorry, Nats. I forgot to answer that. Let me go through my rundown here in the traditional way, and then once we get in the main event, I'll answer that. So after we're done here, we're going to do a double shot of WWE 2K24 My GM weeks 3 and 4 as we get into getting into Backlash coming up on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, probably looking somewhere between 8 and 9 Eastern, 6 and 7 Mountain. We're going to be here with, I think we're going to get into Stellar Blade just because I don't want to start anything new until I know what the Bills schedule is going to be like for the playoffs. Because I'll face facts, folks. I want to try and watch as much of the Bills as I can. And then no stream Monday. Tuesday is a maybe. I'll let you guys know on the socials. I do have some errands to run after work, and if I get home soon enough, we'll maybe throw maybe do a casual stream of some kind of sports or fighting games or something as we go along here. And then Wednesday, we're back here with AEW Dynamite as well as the Backlash PLE for my GM. And then Thursday afternoon, if we don't finish Stellar Blade on Sunday, which I don't think we will, I think the computer said we're at 60%, so we're still got a ways to go. We'll be back on it on Thursday because I want to start lining up what we're going to be doing here going into the second half of January and into February here. So I got some new games that we're going to be putting up and having some fun with. But make sure you are following our gaming YouTube channel as well as our wrestling YouTube channel. And yeah, and if you definitely aren't following here, make sure you are, because that'll tell you every time I go live. As I run it perfectly into the show up here. So I think they let Penta go. Just to answer your question, Nats fan. It sounds like a typical week for us. It's always a great week here when we're able to talk with everybody else here. So but in terms of Pentagon, I think they just let him go. They just let him run. The Destroyers and all that, he is safe enough to do them. He's proven that all over the world. If they don't let him do his Destroyers, with all due respect to Penta, and I do know that he's a great character, I think there's a possibility that he might not flourish the way that he needs to be. Hi, Mike. Hey, guys. Hi, Mike. I really need to get a boo on this thing. I will find it. I will make sure it's added for Wednesday. Hi, Mike. Penta will flame out in WWE. He'll do really well in NXT, though. That is what I would hope, but I think they're going to push him until Penta shows up. They were originally, the Lucha Brothers were supposed to be essentially where the Motor City Machine Guns are right now. People forget Penta's 39. Yeah, like, that's the thing I worry about. Like, you also got to remember AJ Styles came in at 39. DDP didn't start his career till 39. Age is only a number if you take care of yourself. 39 is prime wrestling age. Apparently now it is. Priest 42 or something, and he's in, like, the biggest thing right now when it comes to wrestlers and the age and all that stuff, 30, 40, whatever age you are, in the 80s, even in the early 90s, people didn't take care of themselves the same way they do now. Because if you don't take care of yourself, then of course you're not going to survive, right? But with nutrition the way it is, training the way it is, and once again, we were talking about this earlier in the show, the standard has changed. If you're not willing to put that effort in to put your body into that shape. Jericho can't read. If you're not willing to put your body in the proper shape, if you're not willing to work on your craft any more than you already are, then you're never going to succeed. Like, in anything you do. Like, we're talking about body here. We could be talking about, like the way that I've been trying to think about changing the channel up here, doing some extra stuff. That's why we're going to start getting some more full videos here. Just straight topic videos rather than just watch-alongs here. I've been toying around the idea of just sitting down and talking wrestling with all you guys for an odd night.
And FTR, it's Dax, Cash, Cash goes back down.
Never thought we'd see this again, yeah.
Movement that time ago.
Edge and Jericho. What was that? WrestleMania 28? Cena Rock 2 or 1? Because I think that's the last time they faced each other. Arizona, yeah. 26, okay, yeah. Oh, it's 26? Son of a biscuit. One of the more, well, that's right, when Edge won the Rumble. Faced Jericho and lost, yeah. That was 22, okay, yeah. I am a horrible time correlating numbers. So STG, I am... The fact that the moniker Mike the Ref actually comes from sports. Let's put it that way. The Jack Swagger cash that makes a lot of sense, yeah. The referee portion from me comes from actually dealing with sports itself. I was a former volleyball referee, soccer referee, basketball referee, and I worked as a minor official in... I know, that's the thing. And that's the funny part about this whole gimmick I have. Is the fact that people think that I'm a professional wrestling referee retired. No, it's actually sports. I'll get back to your question here in a sec, but I know we got a lot of new people around here, so I'll give you the wrestling gimmick that I used to have. The reason I was called Mike the Ref, if you guys are familiar with old school wrestling, old school WWF, if you go back to the post WrestleMania 3, that Saturday night's main event where they had the two Hebners, where the whole story was that Earl Hebner got plastic surgery Dave Hebner got plastic surgery to look like Earl Hebner. Well, they were trying to use me saying that I was the test project. That they first did their first attempt to try to make me look like Earl Hebner. And it didn't work. The promotion I worked with was very lame for storylines, but that's the wrestling gimmick they tried to give me, so... But no, I come from the world of sports refereeing, so to get back to your question, I watch a lot of different sports. I watch the PWHL, I watch the NHL, Professional Women's Hockey League for those that don't know. WNBA, NBA, even a lot of soccer too. Whatever I can watch, I try to throw something on all the time. The only team that I can say that I'm 100% affiliated to right now is the Bills. Ever call a no-hitter in umpiring? No, but I called a Pier 6 brawl. So it was an all-hitter. No, my umpiring was slow pitch, so I don't think you've ever seen a no-hitter in slow pitch. Ever. I don't think there is such a thing. If you get no hit in slow pitch, your team needs to retire and go away. No, I would have to say I've dealt with, well, it's funny because in here, like we've talked about how, I deal with trolls and that, and I don't get two-faced, I just get rid of them. I'll never forget the time that I got chased with a knife while I was being a linesman at a soccer game. We kept making these calls and they didn't like what we called, so we basically told them, next time you guys do something, our clock's going to run really quick and you're behind, so you're going to lose. So they did another dirty tackle from behind, and instead of kicking them out, we called the game. Well, all of a sudden, this one guy pulls a knife out of his sock. It's one of the 2 times in my life where I learned the phrase, I can run faster scared than you can angry. Because that's definitely what happened in that case. Then, there's also those times where, these referees got it easy on TV where they say ref you suck. I actually had a chant of die ref die before, so Mike fears for his life, as Tony Khan once said. I'm sorry, if somebody's chasing you with a knife, I'd be a little more fearful than somebody with a look of anger in his eyes. Uh-oh. Oh, this is going to be fun. You tell me that this TK needs a protein shake and a gym membership. He needs to get away from a desk. He's the ultimate nerd. Every stereotype about being a nerd, that's what he... The hell was that? He was going for the execution. Jesus, that powerbomb. Bill's got to get a world title someday. That's my thinking. He's got the charisma. He's got the ability. And he showed it by, everything they've thrown Bill's way. Ricky Starks. The whole situation with him. Now the learning tree. When he was with Brian Cage, they were absolutely insane. Was he TNA champ? No. No, W. Morrissey was a force, but he was never a champ. He basically wasn't around long enough to get one, really. Oh my God, Nigel's trying to cover up for his snafu here. I love that Shivati's quota still made Bill's tights for this long. I also do find it funny that Brian Keats finally gotten out of his cowboy gimmick here. If you don't know, Brian Keats' original gimmick is a bounty hunter. You're the one who said it, you Shivati. Jesus. I just like to know what color of apples are yellow. We're yellow wrestling. Hey, McGee, I'm not going to complain. Simply because one of my biggest pet peeves in wrestling, is when two teams or two wrestlers wear the same colors. Because they wear the same colors, and the guys in the back who got the cheap seats have a harder time distinguishing between the two. But now you got yellow versus red, essentially. Also, golden. Okay, so Golden Delicious apples yellow. So I guess this team is the learning tree is being golden and delicious tonight. Be careful, Cash has those guns out. The hell is that drop kick? Cash's drop kick looked like he was trying to do a dolphin or a doggy doggy paddle with his legs. The one on Jericho on the outside.
Cash Wheeler at the top of that, I do believe that ring post. But he is still back in action here on the
Cash normally isn't going up like that. Jeez.
2 count.
Very nice DDT.
Can of FTR, but Big Bill broke that.
But yeah, look at this even here. Like, we got Big Bill, FTR. We're at the top of the hour almost, so people are going to be channel flipping.
Cope, being in this match.
You can hear Cash that he went to go up. Oh, gee. Yeah, because he missed the spot. He managed to correct himself enough so he didn't crash into the post completely.
Is it looking like they were going to try for a double team superplex?
But no. Now,
They're going for the Power of Glory spot now instead.
Oh, here we go.
What is Copeland doing?
Cope in one corner.
double power plays.
2.
And an elbow. Wow. All right. That's some cohesion there. That was a pretty cool spot, too. And and Cope got a pretty good elbow in there. They were trying to go for a triple shatter machine.
That's a machine.
And Bill just said nope to Cope.
Cleaning house.
Jesus. Once again, Bill looking like $1 million. Yeah, like
Speaks to
Bill's always looked like a force. It's just there was a point there where Bill basically looked like he should have broken off from the learning tree. But then he took some time off, so now
Moved out of the way. Tag made. It's a blind tag and Jericho's in.
so now they got to work on building him back up a little bit. Not a lot, but they got to get everybody to remind who the hell he is.
straight into this.
Into the sharpshooter. Oh, this is great. And Cope and Bill just exchanging boots.
Boy, what action we are seeing here tonight. Yeah, great main event.
Here comes the spear. Yep. That's what wrestling should be fun. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, if you give it a chance, wrestling can be a hell of a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people forget that these days. And Wheeler is... Oh, here we go. Now Dax and Jericho going at it. And they usually try to go to the top of the hour even, so we still got about 4 minutes left.
Jericho did not go down. He did not take to the red cross.
What is Dax doing?
Looking for a corner. He finds a neutral.
Dax usually doesn't go up unless it's a superplex.
Take a look at back of your screen.
Oh, and there's the title. Hometown heroes are not going to lose tonight.
Chris Jericho, El Nueve, saw Brian Keith with the title on the apron. He drew the official to make sure.
Well, that's a nice spear on the apron. I was going to say you're not winning with Tony Storm's move. That was just horrible.
Connected with his face, I do believe. And then
Shatter Rashid.
Look in the corner.
Here comes a spear.
All right, that's it. Jericho putting over the young guy again. Like you said, a fun match, McG. I love this. Is it perfect? Maybe not. Who cares? So we got Omega returning next week. We got MGF. Okay. That gauntlet match and the debut, most likely, of Speedball Bailey. And then maybe we'll get the little Bowser boys in their red gear at Maximum Carnage. It would be so apropos. I like the fact that they do have some matches to announce already. I think as bad as Jericho's been of late, his heart is still in the right place. Misplaced, maybe, but I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. Jericho wants to do the right thing, and Jericho wants to be there to help out. Is he capable? Is he going to do the same promo that they did on Wednesday after the cameras went off?
It's a jungle out there. You gotta be careful.
No way.
Remember, accidents can happen at any time. You don't got the balls, Jay, buddy.
Rocky Road Express being tied up in the back by John Moxley. These guys are legends. These guys were here.
All right, well, Father Time's undefeated, and Jericho doesn't realize he's the latest person to be defeated. Yeah, fair enough. Really enjoyable, and Jericho isn't Hogan. Yeah, fair enough.
A little too late giving chase. The Death Riders have done their damage.
Ricky and Robert, legends here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's tied up.
So now they're going to chase after him.
Who will strike at any time, anywhere. Once again, Kenny Omega
Now they're going to redo the graphics again just for the hell of it.
Wednesday. And of course, we will have our Casino Wrestling.
So yeah, the biggest rumor going around right now, Speedball Mike Bailey debuting on Wednesday. If you don't know who he is, learn. Because he is one of the better ones around. And yeah, I'm sure RK could go on about hours about how great he is. Because he's one of the special. Just Google Tony interviewing Rock and Roll. Hey, that's cool. I'm sure that there was a great interview involved there. But yeah, tonight we just had a good solid night of wrestling, and the fact that they only had, well, Tony, yeah, Schiavone's one of the best, always has been, always will be. And the fact that he hasn't been around for as long as he did, he missed a lot of great time, but at the same time, you almost wonder if that would have aged him being around as long as for that time that he was gone, right? Now that he's back and he feels good and he enjoys what's going on, I feel that Tony Schiavone is just, nice. Yeah, he was doing Braves baseball. He was a barista at Starbucks. That was one of the big jokes about everything. And I'm just happy he's back and he's enjoying what he's doing. Because if he wasn't enjoying it, he wouldn't be doing it. And that's the point where they're at right now. If you don't like what you're doing, you're just not gonna do it. So, but yeah, and all in all tonight, all together, we had a great time here tonight with AEW Collision. Great tag team title match, TNT title match off the top of the show was great. Deonna and Tony Storm told a great story as they're moving forward as well. We're going to get Hangman and Christopher Daniels. That's something we didn't expect tonight. And just so much going on that I'm almost interested to see how many people are actually going to see this show tonight. And I wonder if Wrestle Dynasty coming up might actually do a lot to help that out as well. Because when people start seeing a lot of these people that are coming over for, for example, guys like Sammy Guevara, Athena, Willow Nightingale, Konosuke Takeshita is going to be a big one, even though he started out in, I think it was 0-1 that he started out in there. So people are a little familiar with him. Mercedes Moné versus Mina Shirakawa tonight for the title for title match. Omega, everybody knows about. Ricochet, they haven't seen him in years, and just to see this new side of him is going to be pretty awesome. And I hope that people watching that show will, in effect, want to watch a little bit more AEW in that case. And yeah, David Finlay and Brody King, that's going to be a fun match. And Brody King, there's another guy that, deserves a title run for all the work he's done and how well he's done it. So, yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out Wrestle Dynasty. It starts tonight in about an hour. So you can check it out. Either have our screen on or just check it separately after. I'm going to be checking it out later this week. But speaking of checking things out, I think we're going to cut the sidecast off at this point here right now. For those that are familiar, we are going to take about a 3 or 4 minute break as I get the Xbox fired up. Watching me, Dynasty can wait. Boy, I appreciate you. I'm going to get the Xbox fired up. We're going to get WWE 2K24 going. We got 2 weeks to record here because on Wednesday, we're going to be here for the Backlash PLE. For those that are familiar, we're trying to push through this, so make sure we get Season 4 and 5 done before WWE 2K25, which we might get an announcement about on Monday. But either way, once again, everybody, as I get everything loaded up here, just want to say thank you for being here. I truly do appreciate all of you being here. And just having you here just makes things so much better for me. In the last month, we've really seen a big growth. Those that have been here for the whole time, I really appreciate you. You've seen how quiet things have gotten at times where we're just one-on-one back and forth, which I do enjoy. But the fact that there are so many people in here conversing about different things going on, it just makes things so much fun, especially with a community that we have here.